It's one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building. This is
one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building,
In the
nigga.
building.
They let the priests in the building, nigga. Beards, braids, and boots, even though I got a bald head, long nose. Pistol, I feel that bitch with bald heads, all prank. Tissue pulling out that boy's head. Shit's chopped. Looking like a bulls at a street fight, 2 hands faster than the Honda. You don't want no problems, roll up on you like Blanca. One West, that's the mantra. Red hairband with a spray gun like Contra. Check your attitude, the gear stretch, longitude, the latitude.
Come on.
I'm a priest, bitch, so some fucking gratitude. Could tell I'm one West by the way I walk, way I talk. 125th straight New York.
Ballin', nigga.
And I'ma rep it to the death of me. I die for the guy on the right or the left of me. You turn into beast mode, I turn into priest mode. Get the knocking niggas out like Craig for thinking they default.
It's one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building. This is
one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building,
In the
nigga.
building.
They let the priests in the building, niggas. Hardcore, men at war. I just follow Captain Yachty, with him I go. I might lose my shit, for him I blow and get to picking niggas off through that one I scope. We got a garment down to the foot, girdle around the paps, not a scuff on the boot.
Yeah.
You niggas try and look tough and look cute while we rock rough and stuff until you're stuffing loose. Been held back too long, now we busting loose, breaking down the barriers, this destructive truth. I was talking to a dumb nigga rhyming, he said we the Israelites, that's no denying. I said yeah, but you ain't in compliance, you trying to be Kyrie, I'm trying to be General Muhammad.
That's right.
It make me want to break a nigga's spine and to what a doc ain't even fucking realign him. I get a nigga to get a nigga on consignment.
It's one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building. This is
one West, 125th.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building.
In the building.
They let the priests in the building, nigga. It's the truth, it's the home.
Home of the truth.
When niggas ain't gotta roam.
Yeah.
When niggas ain't gotta die alone. Put a nigga on both sides, you ain't gotta die alone. Be like, that nigga deader than a motherfucker. I brought my sword back wetter than a motherfucker. Fuck the turtles. I'm shredded like a motherfucker in this gym trying to get shredded like a motherfucker. The loose can and the firebomb. Everything on this gun custom like a Daiwan. The Polo Wanyala. The Kwa, Razan, the Makia, Yahaja, Malakati, Yaganan.
Let's go.
They let the priests in the building, nigga, waking up on people. Even when we chillin', nigga, fuck them fake camps. Better get with the realer niggas. For Christ come back and say, kill them niggas. Shalom Israel, we're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. This is Isupk Austin Tuesday Brotherhood class, all right? Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon. Brotherhood and sisterhood is the weapon that we are going to use to better ourselves. While we are in this hell, what we call out here in America, all right, and all over the world, while Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, since we are in hell, what we need to do is we need to come together under these laws, statutes, and commandments. And there is a commandment for brotherhood and sisterhood. Brotherhood and sisterhood can get you off of the streets. It can cure you from drugs. It can heal you from the abuse that you have been going through your whole life. It can reteach you and retrain you from all the lies that have been taught to you. All right. We have been taught many, many lies here. All right. And that's why we come up under the customs that we come up. That's why we come up trusting and believing in our oppressor, when the only one who benefits from his holidays, all right, the only one who benefits from what he brings forth to us is him. All right. We are not benefiting by celebrating his holidays. We are not benefiting by not having brotherhood and sisterhood. When we have brotherhood and sisterhood, that means we can all be held accountable. When you are a brother or a sister, you are going to hold the next man or the next woman accountable. And that's what we need here in Israel, because we don't have no accountability. We are going out here and we are doing whatever the hell we want. We are as a tumbleweed, all right? And wherever our oppressor says to go, we go. Just like a tumbleweed in the wind, it'll just blow left to right. Wherever you blow it, it'll go, all right? And that's what Israel has become. All right, we are such we were such a dignified people, a respectable people. All right, and now we have no dignity. We have no respect for ourselves. We have no care. We have no understanding, because it says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Bear with me 1 second. Share my screen. Let's get that. We're going to get Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. All right. I don't know how to turn this up. There it is. All right. Bear with me. I don't know why this is doing this. Forget it. We'll leave it like that. All right. This is the book of Hosea. Salakia. This thing is tripping. All right, we'll just leave it like that. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, because thou hast rejected knowledge. The people on this earth today who are destroyed for a lack of knowledge is the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We are the ones destroyed for a lack of knowledge. All right, we are the ones who rejected the knowledge of the Most High. All right, and that's a dangerous thing. That's why we're serving Christianity. That's why we're serving Lupercalia. That's why we're serving Valentine's Day, Christmas, our oppressor, because we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And because we have rejected knowledge, right? We don't have any understanding. Knowledge is what? They say knowledge is power. All right? Knowledge is necessary. It's necessary to have the knowledge. It's necessary to have the knowledge of the Most High. All right, I'm going to continue reading. All right, since thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. You see, we rejected the knowledge of the Most High. All right, and that's why we weren't no priests, because we've forgotten the laws of God. How can you be the priest? How can you be of the Most High and you don't have the laws, the statutes, and the commandments? You don't have the very thing that he declared to us. All right. And it says, I will also forget thy children. Our children are forgotten. I wasn't born in the truth. My father wasn't born in the truth. My grandfather wasn't born in the truth. My great-grandfather wasn't born in the truth. Our children are forgotten. But you know what they were born into? They were born into Christmas. They were born into Thanksgiving. They were born into Valentine's Day. They were born into New Year's Eve. They were born into the customs of their oppressor and served their name proudly. All right? This is what we have to understand, because we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. All right, bear with me 1 second. Let me change this. It's got to be somewhere to it. Right here. Now let me see if this works. 1 second. There we go. All right. Read this again. It's the book of Hosea. All right. 1 second. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That's why tomorrow, if you don't come home with that big teddy bear with them Forrest Gump's boxes of chocolates, all right, with that card, and give it to your rib or your mother or your little sister, they're going to be furious with you for the rest of the month. And some of you brothers who go out there, and if you don't bring your rib, them pieces of chocolate, all right, if you don't bring her them pieces of chocolate, if you don't bring her that teddy bear, if you don't bring her that card, you know what she's going to do? She's going to go get all of those things from Tyrone. Gerald will be waiting. Gerald has bears on deck. Okay? He has baskets. He has all the little things that some of you women want. And some of you women is going to leave your man, all right, and go entertain another man because he didn't have your boxes of chocolates, because he didn't have your card, because he didn't have some stupid bear with a heart on it that says love. That's what we expect. That's what we put out there as love. If that's how you're supposed to show your woman that you love her, by some silly little item that's making your oppressor rich. You know, these are billion-dollar industries. The holidays in America are billion-dollar industries. And what do? We follow them with such care, with such reverence. We put such high esteem on things that actually don't matter, on things that actually go against the Most High God. And since we do that, Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. You understand today that you could tell somebody exactly what this means, exactly what they're celebrating, what they're really celebrating. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to reject the knowledge that you give them. They're going to look at that and they're going to turn away and they're going to say, but I love my woman. But I'm not doing it for that. You see, this holiday is about love. We always want to take something and make it something else, when really it's just as wicked as it is when it first started. These are pagan holidays. And what I didn't realize on my time on this earth is Christians are pagans. Okay? Christians are pagans because they serve every pagan holiday. All the way down to Halloween. I thought Halloween was supposed to be the devil's day, is what they would say, right? But Christians, they just don't let you dress up as nothing scary. They'll put you in a nice costume. You can go trunk or treat. This is the problem with our people. And this is why Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. The reason you are celebrating these holidays is because the Most High rejected us, because we reject him. When you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, you are rejecting the Most High. All right? When you celebrate Valentine's Day, you are rejecting the Most High. When you lean onto your own understanding, you are rejecting the Most High. When you want to say, well, that's not why I do it. The point is, the Lord doesn't want you to do it at all. But we don't want to adhere to that because we got it all figured out. Because it's about love. You think Hallmark cards is $1 billion business, right? All because of your love. All because you getting a Valentine's Day card for somebody that you are not even going to know in 2 weeks. Okay? You out there going and ripping and running. All right, you got a new Valentine's every year. Every single year, you got another one. You should only needed one Valentine, right? That should be your Valentine forever. But you'll keep that nigga for about 2 weeks before you move along. All right? That's because my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that there shall be no priest to me. Well, them priests are back in the earth. Since 1969, these priests and prophets have been back on this earth, teaching you that you shouldn't celebrate these holidays, that you shouldn't celebrate these customs. You should reject these customs. Like you reject the laws of God, like you reject doing what you really should be doing, is how you should be rejecting America and their customs. All right? You need to be following the Lord's law. You want to reject the Most High so you can pick up Valentine's Day. Our women will reject the Most High for a bear, for some chocolates, and for a damn card. All right? That's why Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that there shall be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the laws of thy God. I will also forget thy children. Our children are forgotten, because all of our children tomorrow, you know what they'll be getting while they're sitting in second grade? Oh, they're going to get that Valentine. You better have it. I remember when I was a kid, you had to have it. They damn near didn't want you to come to school on that day if you didn't have 30 individual Valentines. That's how our children are forgotten. All right? Let's move along. Get some of these, and then we're going to get into Valentine's Day and what it really means. And understand this Valentine's. We out here celebrating something we can't even pronounce. We out here talking about Valentine's. What the hell is that? It's Valentine's Day. Okay? You out here celebrating things you don't even understand, but you hold it so near and dear to your heart. Sisters, be ready to leave you for Tyrone because you forgot her gift. All right? Let me get Proverbs 3:31. Proverbs 3:31 says, envy not thy oppressor. Okay? Envy not, it's like envy thou not the oppressor. Don't envy the oppressor. Because you see your neighbor for Valentine's Day, sisters, that she got some Mercedes just because it's February 14th. Don't envy that. Brothers, you see your neighbor, you see somebody getting their ribs something just so extravagant that you can't afford. Don't envy your oppressor. This is his kingdom. These are his holidays. All right? It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. If we're supposed to be choosing none of his ways, why the hell are we doing everything that he does? Why do we follow his customs? Why do we follow his ways? Why do we follow his religions? All right? Because we envy them. Because we want to be them. I mean, people ain't painting their skin lighter for the hell of it. They're trying to get closer to their oppressor. That's why they change the way they walk. They change the way they talk because they envying thou oppressor. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Valentine's is his way. Christmas is his way. Easter is his way. These things are of him. These things are not of the Most High. And that's what we have to understand, because when we don't understand this, we do whatever. All right? And that's why we are lost, and that's why we are destroyed. All right? We have to think, and we have to really evaluate things so we can understand why these things are happening. All right? These things are happening to keep you down at the bottom. If you were thinking about your oppressor's ways, then you are not thinking about the Most High's ways. If you're thinking about the oppressor's customs, then you are not thinking about your customs. We have an excellent feast coming up the 22nd and the 23rd of this month. But we don't give a damn. Why? Because we're looking at what? We're looking at Valentine's Day and we're saying, no, that's what is special. All right? We have to envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. All right? When we choose his ways, we go against our ways. He doesn't choose our ways. He's not looking at us saying, we're going to follow them and their God. No. He gives you Christianity. He gives you all this mess. And he says, you're going to follow me. So instead of following the Most High God, we are following our oppressor. And we are choosing all of his ways. In doing that, we are removing ourselves further and further from the Most High. See, that's what a life is about. Life is about bringing our nation back closer to the Most High. But what we do when we go out and we serve these oppressors, when we envy thou oppressor and we choose his ways, what that does is that break down and it crumbles our culture more and more. And that's why we're just such a destroyed people, because we lack knowledge and we choose everybody else's ways. And they will never choose any of your ways. Okay? Let me see. I'm going to get Isaiah. Isaiah 1 and 13. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 13. Bring no more vain appellations. Incense is an abomination to me. The new moons and Sabbaths, they calling of assemblies. I cannot away with it. It is iniquity. Even the solemn meetings. All right. We're going to keep going. Verse 14. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. See, this is what the Lord is trying to explain to you. Everything that he didn't deem as righteous, everything that he didn't bring forth for you to do, all right, he hateth. We think the Lord loves this feast. We think the Lord respects it. You think the Lord respects your Valentine's dinner? Because you didn't cook them pork chops with the mashed potatoes and them greens, right? You're going to pray over it. You're going to be like, thank you for blessing me, bless this food, Lord. Oh, thank you for letting me give my wife or my husband a gift on this Valentine's. We come together to you on this Valentine's. But the Lord says, your new moons and your appointed feast, my soul hateth. The Lord hates when you are celebrating these customs. The Lord hates when you are celebrating these holidays. The Lord hates that you put everything, that you reverence everything that your oppressor put in front of you more than you reverence what the Lord put in front of you. Christians been seeing the Bible their whole damn life. They have never seen Valentine's in there. And they will be celebrating it. Tomorrow, every Christian will be out there celebrating this. And whoever don't have a Valentine, they are going to be sad. Oh, they're going to be sad and depressed and sitting in their room with their head down. Sad because nobody loves them. Sad because they didn't get a bear. What the hell do you need that big bear? I mean, we all are adults. I thought you stopped sleeping with stuffed animals a long damn time ago. What do you need the bear for? What is the significance of it? That lets you know Ray love you? I swear he just choked and slapped you up 2 days ago. But that bear them box of chocolates and that Valentine's Day card, I guess that solves everything. I guess that warms your soul. Your eye is still black from yesterday, but he gonna be a good man that day because he got you some roses. Oh, don't forget the flowers. So, Lakia, how could I forget the flowers? You can bring all of that, but don't forget the flowers. All right? Isaiah 1 and 14 says, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hated. The Lord hated that. Some of you, your mama's not going to talk to you. Some of you, if you don't bring your mama a card or some chocolates, she's not talking to you for the rest of the week. Okay? She'll have absolutely nothing to say to you because you forgot her chocolates. All right? You forgot her card. She has a husband. He should be the one bringing that. He should be the one giving her whatever she needs. Not her son. Our women need to stop making their son their damn man. Okay? Go get you a man. Go get you a man in the UPK. It's going to teach you not to celebrate these pagan holidays. You're not going to care. You think my rib doesn't give a damn about Valentine's Day, about those silly flowers that bear that chocolate or that card. One way or another, she doesn't give a damn about any of those things because those things don't matter. You giving her all this, and we are still oppressed. We are still at the bottom. We're still being made a mockery of in this earth. This is what we need to understand. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? All right? It says, they are trouble unto me, and I am weary to bear them. Verse 15, and when ye spread forth your hand, I will hide my eyes from you. You see that? When you stretch out your hand to the Most High, he's going to hide his eyes because you want your own solemn assemblies. You want your own feast days. You want everything to be of yours and your oppressors. And you want the Most High to extend his hand out to you when you are slapping it away as you celebrate these things, as you pay reverence to these things. You got to understand, you are celebrating other gods. All right? It says, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear you. Your hands are full of blood. Okay? He is not going to hear you when you are making these prayers. Because it says, don't you know that the Lord heareth not sinners? And you celebrating these, you thinking it's harmless. Celebrating Valentine's Day. But it is very detrimental to us and our people. Because we are following another custom. And instead of following our customs, all right, we will follow theirs. It says, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Your hands are full of blood. When you are teaching your children to serve these other gods, when you're teaching your children to celebrate Valentine's Day, when you were getting that stuff for their school, your hands are full of blood because you are teaching them to go against the Most High. You are teaching them to lose all the protection that they would have through the Most High. Because they're going to grow up and they're going to teach their children these same wicked customs, these same wicked things. All right. Let me get Amos. Five and 21. All right. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate I despise your feast days. I will not smell your solemn assemblies. Right? The Most High hates and despises all feast days that aren't his. Okay? All feast days where you're celebrating another God. All feast days where you're putting something at reverence that isn't him. All right? You think he's going to smell your solemn assemblies. Verse 25. Though ye offer me burnt offerings in your meat offering. Ain't that what we do when we go and celebrate our precious holidays? That's what we are offering the Lord. You are praying over that turkey for Thanksgiving. You are praying over that Christmas ham. All right? You are giving this stuff to the Lord. The stuff that the Lord rejects, you are handing over to him as a burnt offering. It says, though you offer me a burnt offering in your meat offering, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offering of your fat beast. Ain't that what you pray for? You pray for good health, right? When you standing over there, when you are praying over your pork, when you are praying over these feast days that the Lord does not respect, you are doing what? You are asking him to what? To bless you, to bless your family, and to bless this food. Well, he's letting you know right here, though ye offer me burnt offering and your meat offering, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard your peace offering of the fat of your beast. He's not going to respect it. All right. So if the Most High doesn't respect it, why do we hold it at such high reverence? Why do we respect it so much? Why do we believe this is the way? Why do we believe this is so natural? It's because you have been tricked. Our oppressor definitely tricks us, all right, into thinking that these things, these customs, these ways are okay. Because they always teach you that it's about love. Tomorrow, people are thinking that they are celebrating Valentine's Day in the name of love. Because you do love your wife. So you do want to get her something. But you don't understand that the Lord despises these days. That the Lord hates these days. All right? Verse 23. Take away from me the noise of thy songs. Don't be up there singing. Y'all up there singing, partying, giving reverence. Praising God. Because he gave you another Valentine. You done had a new Valentine every damn year. So you going to sing a song. You happy. All right? It says, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols. I'm not going to hear that voice. It's not going to hear the melodies of your voice that's coming out. All right? Because it's not about love. This is about love right here. 1 John 5:3. This is the love that all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to understand. This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is love. All right? They're about to break down what love is. For this is love, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. All right? That's what the love of God is. The love of God isn't some bear. All right? Love of God isn't celebrating these holidays. The love of God is keeping his commandments. And if the Lord doesn't respect your feast days, then you are going against his commandment. His commandments are not grievous, meaning they are not hard. They are simple to do. You just have to do them. You just have to not want to serve your flesh. You just not want to have to succumb to your lust. You just have to get out what we have been taught forever as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that's what. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. You can, but there will be consequences. Because for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. You want to love your wife according to the commandments of the Most High. That's how you love your wife. You want to love your husband according to the commandments of the Most High. Not unto what your oppressor says, not some silly gift, all right, that as soon as you get in a fight in the next 2 hours, she's throwing it out the damn window. These are things that we have to understand. But we are so destroyed. We are so destroyed. All right, I need to go to John. We're going to go to John 5:42. All right. All right. This is John chapter 5, verse 42. But I know you, that ye have not the love of God in you. All right. Hold on, let me see. You see, the Lord knows that you don't have the love of God in him when you were out here celebrating these holidays, when you were out here living according to what your oppressor says, right? When you are out here like a tumbleweed, you blow whatever way that they tell you. And how I know that we are like a tumbleweed is because when I was younger, alternative lifestyles, if you was practicing that, you damn near had to hide. That's why they said you was in the closet, because you had to hide. Nowadays, we accept it. Why? Because we were told to accept it by our oppressor. That's how you know that we do not have the love of God in us as a nation, as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we accept anything that we are told. Things that we went such against. Those same people who went against it, now that the oppressor says that it is fine, they accept it. They think that there is nothing wrong with it now. All right? Now we're about to get into, Salakia. I didn't see you there. You got that article out there?
Come on.
All right, Most High Christ. We're about to get into that article. Just let me stop sharing this screen and share that screen, and then we're going to get right into it. All right, go ahead, warrior.
Come. The title of the article is Valentine's Day, the wild pagan history behind the romantic holiday. On the Valentine's Day, millions present.
No. Read that. Hold on. Read what's right under that.
Come on. February 14th wasn't always about chocolates and flowers. Learn about Valentine's Day, surprisingly naughty origins.
Read that one more time.
February 14th wasn't always about chocolates and flowers.
Hey, February 14th. Hold on. February 14th wasn't always about chocolates and flowers. But in our mind, we think it's always been about that. We think it's only been about that. To learn about Valentine's Day, surprisingly naughty. Hey, Trooper, it says surprisingly naughty. That's what it is. It's naughty. Y'all love Santa Claus. That naughty or nice. Well, Valentine's Day is naughty. And so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when we do it today, it is still naughty. Go ahead.
Come. It's like you. On Valentine's Day, millions present flowers and chocolates and cards to their sweethearts. While the holiday's traditions really became cemented in the 1800s, historians link its roots to wild pagan revelries from before the birth of Saint Valentine himself.
All right, so Saint Valentine, that's where this name comes from. But it says while the holidays traditions really became cemented in the 1800s, historians link its roots to wild paganism. Okay, continue reading.
Con. Read on Valentine's Day. So like read on for Valentine's Day, Roman origin, its rise as Christian holiday, and the emergence of now familiar V-Day traditions.
You see, we love those Roman origins. Oh, we love to celebrate it. We love Christianity. We love the Roman Catholics. We love everything that they bring. We love that Roman origin, that Roman tradition. Everybody wants to be a damn Greek god and all of that. All right? Continue.
Con. The origins of Valentine's Day. Many historians believe the seeds of Valentine's Day were planted in Lupercalia, an ancient Roman festival honoring Juno.
All right. Hold on. Read that one more time.
Many historians believe the seeds of Valentine's Day were planted in Lupercalia, an ancient Roman festival honoring Juno, the Roman goddess of marriage and the
Hold on.
Capitoline wolf, a mythic creature who supposedly suckled Romulus and Remus.
Yep. All right, stop right there. So it's saying this mythic creature supposedly suckled Romulus and Remus. All right. These were the twin founders, all right, of Rome. Okay. Now continue.
Con. Rome's twin founders, when they were abandoned as infants.
Yeah.
The Latin word for wolf is lupus.
Yeah. Continue.
Dating back in at least to the 6th century BC, Lupercalia was a sexually charged and violent rite.
What was it?
Was a sexually charged and violent rite.
You see, that's what it is today. That's what Valentine's Day is today. It is like sexually charged and violent rite. Because when you go and you pick that sister up for the first time and you take her to dinner and you get her steak and shrimp, all right, and you order her all those margaritas, it's because you are sexually charged. It is because you want to get her good and drunk, you want to take her home, and you want to lay with her. That is a violent rite, all right? Continue.
Con. Involving the sacrifice of dogs and male goats as a sign of virility.
All right, so what they really trying to do is because, women are barren, they want to have babies, all right? So what they're doing is they are doing these customs because they think that it's going to help them, that it's going to be able to induce pregnancy. All right, continue reading.
Con. On February 15th, priests known as Luperci had their foreheads anointed with the blood from the sacrificial knife.
From the sacrificial.
It's like sacrificial knife. And then were wiped clean with wool soaked in milk. The Luperci would later cut strips of goat hide and run naked through the city.
All right. Let's stop there. So Luperci, All right, so after they would sacrifice these dogs, all right, what does it say up there? Sacrifice of dogs and male goats, right? They would take that sacrificial knife, all right, and they would anoint their foreheads with the blood from those animals, all right? It said, and then they were wiped clean with the wool soaked in milk, right? Then leprosy would later cut the strips of goat hide and run naked through the city. That's how you know that is not an Israelite custom. That's how you know that is not a custom for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because we are not about being naked and exposed in the public. Being naked is something that should be a private thing. I don't want to see your nakedness. But what you are celebrating, what you're going to celebrate tomorrow is this. This is what you're really celebrating. And that's why it still has that spirit on it today. You might not run through the streets naked with strips of goat hide in your hand, but you are trying to get naked in front of strangers. Just like back then they got naked in front of strangers. Tomorrow night, you're trying to take this chick that you do not know out, and you want to both be naked so you can lay with her. Continue reading.
Khan. Whipping nearby women with the bloody hide.
Good night. Continue.
Many women of rank also purposely get in their way and, like children at school, present their hands to be struck.
You see, all right, so back in the day, all right, you was able to whip children in school. All right, of course, due to your oppressor. And you would have to stick out your hand for a lashing. So it is saying the women of rank, of high stature, all right, they purposely would get in their way like children at school so they could present their hand to be struck. Just like when you got lashings in school back then. Go ahead.
Khan. Plutarch wrote in his Life of Caesar, the belief is that the pregnant will thus be helped in delivery and the bearing to pregnancy.
All right.
Also,
so hold on. So what this is saying is that if when these women stuck out their hand to be struck by this goat hide, right, by this man running naked through the damn street, it said that if you are pregnant, it would help you with delivery, and if you were barren, it would get pregnant. So if you were pregnant, you would have a healthy delivery. All right, you would have a safe and healthy delivery. This is what they believe. All right, and then if you couldn't get pregnant and you stuck your hand out there to get lashed, this would help you get pregnant. All right, now go ahead.
Khan. Also, during Lupercalia, men would choose a woman's name from a jar and escort her to the festival.
All right, stop there. All right, so it said also during Lupercalia, a man would choose a woman's name from a jar. That's what you are doing now when you are swiping right or you are swiping left. It ain't no difference from you pulling a name out of a damn jar. Okay, read that part one more time.
Khan. Also during Lupercalia, men would choose a woman's name from a jar and escort her.
Hold on. During Lupercalia, a man would choose a woman's name from a jar, making it what? Making it random, right? That's making it random. That's what we do today. That's what we do today when we celebrate Valentine's Day with some damn stranger. We are making it random. We're just pulling a name out of a hat. All right? Go ahead, Salakia.
Khan. In some cases, the couple will form a romantic bond or even marry.
You see, that still happens today. You might take this chick out and y'all might form a romantic bond and you are running through her. All right? And it says, or even marry. All right? Which sex is marriage. But this still happens today. You meet somebody, you go to Valentine's Day, you might know them in 2 weeks, you might not. Some of them are going to form a bond. Some of them is even going to get married. Most of them is going to what? Not know each other in 3 days. You're going to give your box up on the 14th, and by the 17th, you're not going to know them again, ever again. Continue reading.
Con. The evolution of Valentine's Day. The Lupercalia rite continued for centuries, even after the ascension of Christianity in Rome.
Read that one more time.
The Lupercalia rite continued for centuries, even after the ascension of Christianity in Rome.
Because Christianity is paganism. That's why Christianity accepted every pagan religion with a twist. And that's why your pastor is going to get what? He's going to get that first lady a Valentine's Day gift tomorrow, isn't he? Even though the Bible is 100% against it. Continue reading.
Con. Pope Hilarius reportedly demanded Emperor Athenius abolish it in 467 AD. And some 30 years later, Pope Galatius tried to supplant it, declaring February 14th, the feast of Saint Valentine.
Continue.
There were several Christians named Valentine executed by the Roman Emperor Claudius II. The most famous was a 3rd century martyr imprisoned for secretly marrying Christian couples and helping persecuted believers, and then reportedly executed on February 14.
Right, so the reason we celebrate this, right? The reason we celebrate Valentine's Day is because this 3rd century martyr, who so-called was marrying Christian couples, when at this time they didn't want anybody to be married, all right? Since he was executed on February 14th, this is why we're celebrating these things, all right? But what we got to understand is the reason you really celebrating it is because of your oppressor, all right? This is why this day is supposed to be made so damn famous. And you hold so much high reverence. All right, continue.
Con. In one early telling, the future saint restored sight to his jailer's blind daughter. Later, the legend grew to include a letter he gave the girl before his execution, reportedly signed "Your Valentine."
You see, we love fairy tales, and that's why we celebrate this, because we love that fairy tale story. Oh, we want that good old dream, that good old fairy tale story. So it's saying that he restored the sight of his jailer's blind daughter. Oh, he was just so in love with her? Who the hell would do that? And I'm going to tell you, your oppressor don't have no damn healing power. All right? That's why it's a legend. And then it said the legend grew that before, that he gave the letter to the girl before his execution, sign "Your Valentine." And that's why today you have to give somebody a Valentine. That's what the whole thing is about. But now that we get to see where it comes from, we get to see the ignorance in it, all right? And we get real understanding. We know that this is all a bunch of just mockery to our people that we celebrate this. Continue reading.
Con. The elements of fertility and romance already associated with Lupercalia made it a good fit for a day honoring a saint who supposedly married couples in secret.
Read that one more time.
The elements of fertility and romance already associated with Lupercalia made it a good fit for a day honoring a saint who supposedly married couples in secret.
You see, them elements that were already there, that structure that was already there, it made it easy. It made it a good fit to just turn it from that, and we'll just switch it to this. And we'll get the whole damn world to celebrate it. We're going to get everybody to do this, and we're going to make money. Continue reading.
Con. In medieval Europe, people also reportedly believed birds chose their mates on February 14th. In his book,
Parliament.
of Fowls, Chaucer imagined the goddess nature, goddess nature, pair off all the birds of Saint Valentine's Day.
You see that? You see that? This is the evil. All right. And we just celebrate and we just reverence this and we just hold such high esteem to these days. And in medieval Europe, they believed that on this day, birds chose their mates. What the hell does what a bird do have to do with us? Huh? Who gives a damn when the birds choose their mates? You going to pick, choose, you gotta give your girl a goddamn 12 roses, a bear, and all this for some oppressor Saint Valentine, and because birds pick their mates? Get the hell out of here. Continue reading.
Con. By the 15th century, they became associated with the complex code of courtly love that came into vogue in Europe.
Good night. Drop down.
Con.
Valentine's Day in the U.S. Well, hold on. Let me see what that other thing says real quick. No. Yeah, go to that. Read more. Well, yeah.
Build-A-Bear launches after dark series of naughty teddy bears for Valentine's Day.
Continue reading that.
in 1400, King Charles the Fifth.
No, that'd be the sixth.
Con. King Charles VI of France established the Charter of the Court of Love as a distraction from a particularly nasty bout of plague. According to a post on the University of Oxford website, members of the court will meet for dinner in Paris on February 14th. Male guests were expected to perform an original love song, which would be judged by a panel of young women.
Oh, stop right there. That's what you were doing today. You were performing some love song. You're performing some act for women to judge to say if you are accepted or not. Do you know that if you don't get your girl those flowers, those bears, all of these things, do you know her friend who has no man, who didn't get a damn thing, is going to judge you? And your woman is going to let her judge you. You gave your woman a bear, you gave her a chocolate, but you forgot the roses in the card. Now her friend is over there like, you know, Reggie had all of that for you. You should have just talked to him. Why, absolutely, she has nobody who is giving her a damn thing. And she's going to tell your girl. Because that's what it is. You are performing, and these women are judging. And they are judging you off a custom that doesn't belong to your family. Something that you should not be judged off of. You should be judged highly for not celebrating, for not envying your oppressor and choosing his ways. You should be praised for not being destroyed of a lack of knowledge. All right? You should be praised for not following the traditions of men. Continue going.
Con. The now familiar traditions of flowers, candy, and amorous notes, known as Valentine's,
Known as
emerged
what?
in
And that's what we all grew up in school getting, right? We were taught from a young age. It says the now familiar traditions of flowers, candies, and amorous notes, known as Valentine's. Because that's what you do. You put it on a note. You put the name on there and you give it. It says that emerged in the 1600s. All right. Do we not remember being oppressed? Do we not remember being down during these times? Go ahead and read.
Khan. Valentine's Day is in the 1800s, as marriage in America shifted from more of an economic alliance toward a romantic relationship, the popularity of Valentine's Day soared.
You see, when we start making, when in America, it says as marriages in America shifted, there's a more economic alliance. You know, a lot of these families, they get together for what? For an economic alliance. That has not a damn thing to do about love. But they teach so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's about love. When really it's about their economic alliance. And as long as they're getting together with two powerful oppressor families, and then you over here supporting their ways and giving their money, it helps their economics. That's what we do. That's why we are called liquid gold, liquid cash. All right. Because as soon as we get it, we got to give it out. We got to give it out for Valentine's Day. You got to go get, and not only, I was talking to the brother at work, not only did he get all these, he had to get the standard, he also had to get some slippers. He had to get a gift basket. He had to get all these things to appease his woman. When really he shouldn't have gotten none of these things. Because all you were doing is funding your oppressor's empire because you love them more than you love your people. Continue reading.
Khan. In some cases, people invented fictional ties to the past to imbue the holiday with a more hallowed and respectable legacy.
So then they have to fictionalize it because they wanted to imbue as a more hollow, a more respectable legacy. They don't want you to know that somebody was out there running naked with goat skin, slapping women. They don't want you to know that. So they're going to make fictional ties to the holidays. That's what they do with Christmas. That's what they do with Thanksgiving. That's what your oppressor does with every one of his holidays. He lies to make it more respectable, to make it more acceptable. Continue reading.
Khan. There are all these nostalgic histories of Valentine's Day in this period of popular literature that invent historical stories that aren't necessarily accurate.
You see, the stories that they tell you, that it's about love. It's about your wife, and she deserves this. These events in this literature is not accurate. All right? You got to know the real history. Continue reading.
Khan. Historian Elizabeth White Nelson told Teen Vogue They Get Recycled, the same story of courtly love in the ways in which this is the ideal form of love.
You see, they're telling you this is the ideal form of love. The Bible already told us what the ideal form of love is. Okay? That's what the Bible is. We don't have to go back here. Look at this Valentine's Day card from Circa. Circa means around. All right? From 1860. This is what you had to do. Look over here. There's a castle. Damn, Yaquab. Look at this. She want to be a bride to be. You see this up here? I love you. Look, she in the clouds. Her head in the clouds. Look at these little angels. Here, this is what y'all could be. Man and wife. Y'all could go over here and get this castle. You got your flowers. Okay? Her head's in the clouds. Look at that, Yaganai. Oh, look at that Valentine's Day card. Oh, look at her. Look at her. She just looks so oppressive. Oh, hold on. Let me put Mariah. Mariah, I know she sings. They keep our, yeah, they keep our, you damn right, sis. They keep our people celebrating it, loving it, loving it enough to, if you don't get a Valentine's Day from your son, oh, for the rest of the month, you cannot talk to him. Every time, hey, every time we come around our mama and we didn't give her that Valentine's Day, it's the 21st. What you doing here? You still ain't gave me my Valentine's Day cop. That's what they do. Because we're destroyed from a lack of knowledge. You are damn right, sis. You are spot on. They keep us celebrating these things. Because as long as we're celebrating them, we are funding their empire. And as long as we're funding their empire, we are turning our back on ours. And we are not serving the Most High. Continue reading, Trooper Yaquab.
Valentine's Day became even more commercialized in the mid-19th century. In 1850, Esther Howland, the daughter of a stationery store owner in Worcester, Massachusetts, began producing lace-bordered Valentine's Day cards and poems, roses, cherubs, and other imagery. At the height of her business, the mother of American Valentine was making $100,000 a year.
The mother of American Valentine. What she did is she started putting that lace on there. Oh, she knows what's attractive. Oh, she put them lace borders on those Valentine's cards with poems, roses, cherubs, and other imagery. They're talking about in the 1850s. The mother of American Valentine was making $100,000. It's 2024. I ain't making no damn 100,000. She's making 100,000 in the 1850s. What do you think they're making today? It will tell us. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now let's get to this. Because go ahead, Salakia. Let me not jump the gun. Go ahead, Trooper Yaquab.
Oh no, I wasn't raising my hand. I was just
no. I was saying, go ahead and continue reading.
Oh, Con. Salakia. Wait, why did you just go on? All right. Then in 1868, British chocolatier.
Yep. That's it.
Cadbury sold its first box of chocolates shaped like a heart.
All right. So in that chocolatier seen that money that she was getting in the 1850s, and he said, "Hey, let me hook my branch onto your tree." Because Cadbury, all right, it said that it sold its first box of chocolate hearts in 1868. Does anybody know what Cadbury sells today at a high rate? Because when I think of Cadbury, I don't even think of Valentine's Day. I think of something else. What else? In the chat, or Trooper Yaquab, you can answer. What else does Cadbury, when you hear Cadbury, what do you think of? I'll give y'all a little second. Damn shit. I don't know if they make Salakia, Mariam. I don't know if they make those them little calendars. But what you know what it is? It's them Cadbury bunnies. You know those chocolate bunnies for Easter? Oh, that's the Cadbury. They are still in today. So not only do they have something to do with Valentine's Day, they have something to do with Easter, and they probably have something to do with the Christmas. They have something to do with chocolate. And Cadbury, since the 1860s, he has been getting rich. And now he's still getting rich and richer and richer, and his family is getting more wealth and more wealth because so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians could not turn away from the customs of our oppressors. It says, envy thou not thy oppressor and choose none of his ways. Well, the reason they are on top is because we choose all of his ways. You're right, that nasty chocolate with that nasty so-called caramel filling. And we buy it. We buy it to give to our ribs because it's special. You know, the kids want it. You know, I do it for the kids. Why don't you live for your kids? Why don't you follow the law, statutes, and commandments for your kids? Why don't you train your child up in the way that he or she shall go? See, it's because we sacrifice our kids to devils. And we're going to get that. That's going to be the last. We're going to get that at the end of class. Continue reading.
Con.
And hold on. Mind you, a pandemic doesn't stop any damn thing when it comes to your oppressors and their money. Go ahead and read that part.
Con. Even a global pandemic couldn't stop people from expressing their devotion. In 2021, Americans spent $21.8 billion.
How much did they spend, Trooper?
$21.8 billion.
It said a global pandemic couldn't stop people from expressing their devotion. This is how much the devotion to our oppressor is that Americans spent $21.8 billion on Valentine's Day shopping. Let that sink in. That was in the pandemic. Continue reading.
According to the statistic, up from 15.7 billion a decade prior.
It said it's up from 15 points. So during the pandemic, they made you feel like you need to love your significant other more. And since you did that, it went from 15.7 billion to 21.8 in a decade. That's insane. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money when we have so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians staying in camps in the woods, staying in tent cities, can't get a job, can't find housing, don't have food to eat. That money right there, if they give 21.8 billion to Commander General Yohana, all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would have a home to go to, would have a residence, would have food. Okay? We need to stop giving all our money to our damn oppressor who doesn't do nothing but make sure their people are good. And they won't even make sure all of their people are good, just the ones that they respect. Continue reading.
Con. The Valentine's Day heart. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a cardiologist to know the heart shape that's everywhere on Valentine's Day bears little resemblances to an actual organ pumping blood through your body.
And I want you to know, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, your heart doesn't look like that. Your heart is an organ with valves, okay? It's not this little stupid little shape that they're saying your Valentine's Day bears little resemblance. Yeah, little resemblance to the actual pumping blood through your body. All right? Because if your heart looked like that, without the tubes, without the valves, it wouldn't pump blood through your body. Okay? Continue reading.
Con. The heart was being viewed as the source of human love and emotion since antiquity.
Yeah.
But the ancients had little understanding of its actual appearance. Well, into the Middle Ages, the heart was represented as looking like a pine cone, based on a description by 2nd century Greek physician Galen. Medieval artwork will often depict a young man offering his cone heart to a maiden.
And they knew what hearts looked like, because you got to understand how diabolical these heathens are. These heathens knew what everything inside your body looked like. You know why? Because they're going to cut it open to see. They're going to cut it. Where you think them? Where you think all these blackity blacks that represent the Kemetic side, all this Kemetic knowledge? And what do they say about the Ankh? Oh, it represents life. It represents this. You know why they made that image? Because they cut their woman open to see what it looked like inside. Okay, so they knew what it looked like. But that pine cone that they put on Caesar Borgia, all right, or that little loop, that they drew to make it seem like it's a heart. That's just what they gave you. Okay, continue reading.
Con. The shape we associate today with the Valentine's heart emerged in the 14th century.
Mm-hmm.
The illustration from poet Francesco the Barberino precepts on love, documented de amore, features Cupid astride a horse whose neck is draped with the familiar symbol.
Continue.
A symmetrical shape with a cleft in the middle also appeared in the French manuscript The Romance of Alexander from about 1340. It shows a woman receiving the love token from a suitor who points to his chest and indicates its source.
Continue reading. I continue reading. Good night.
In an illustration from Petit Levier d'Amour, a collection of love poems written by Pierre Sala in 1500, the author is shown dropping his heart into a flower for his mistress. By the 1800s, mass-produced Valentine's Day cards made the heart symbol ambiguous. The Sacred Heart of Jesus has been part of Christian iconography for centuries, often depicted as flaming and pierced by a lance or encircled with a crown of thorns. In the 1530s, Christian reformer Martin Luther had a red heart within a white rose, his personal seal.
Good night. Let's get down to these. No, we're gonna go back to some scriptures, and then if we got time, we'll get the rest of that.
Okay.
All right. Let's get a Ephesians 5:22. But hold on, let me share my screens. Let me stop that one. Let me present. Let me share this screen. All right. So we can get that. Yeah, we're gonna get Ephesians 5:22. Because this is what women should be doing. While all you men are over here, making all these sacrifices for your oppressors' holidays, this is what we should be doing. Go ahead.
Okay. 1 second.
Ephesians 5:22. When you got it, go ahead and read, but you can read it a couple times. Read it until I get back.
Come. Let's look at Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord.
Read it one more time.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
That's what you got to do. Wives, you have to submit yourself unto your own husband. All right, because that brother didn't come home with a big bear with those roses, your chocolates, your card. That don't mean you go submit yourself to Tyrone. Doesn't mean you go submit yourself to Reggie. Doesn't mean you go submit yourself to some cat because he got a Mercedes. It says, wives, submit yourself unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. Okay? That's who you're supposed to be submitting to. Continue reading.
Con. As unto the Lord. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife.
No, the wife is the head of the husband.
The husband is the head of the wife.
So if the husband is the head of the wife, why are all the demands coming from the woman? See, our women, we have to understand that as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got to understand that the Lord has made a way. He has put a order. He has put a system in place, and you are not in charge. And the reason the Lord has put the system in play and made the sisters not in charge, because our sisters are emotional. They will take advantage. You look at brothers in the world, and you look at how their women run them to a T. They run them off their emotion. That's why if you don't want to watch the same damn channel, your rib's going to put your clothes in a Glad bag. And I'm going to let you know, Glad bag been helping brothers move out since about 1978, okay? Your sister will put all your stuff in a trash bag and put it out the door. Right. Because they got too much power. But the Lord put an order in place. Read that one more time.
Con. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife.
For the husband is the head of the wife. So if he said there ain't no Valentine's Day, there ain't no bears, there ain't no chocolate, there ain't no card, there ain't no roses today. You can get that any day, but you are not getting that today. And you are not getting that in the spirit of Valentine's. Okay? It says, because for the husband is the head of the wife. Continue.
Con. Even as Christ is the head of the church. And he is the savior of the body.
Continue reading.
Verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
It says in everything. It doesn't say in the things you want your husband to lead. You want your husband to take that trash out and cut that grass. That's cool. But you don't want him to talk about what your kids are going to learn. You don't want him to talk about what you're going to do, what you're going to wear. You know how many times I hear I'm grown? Oh, I can wear what I want. I ask, why you gonna come out like that? You got a man. Well, I'm grown. He can't tell me what to wear. He can't tell me what to do. Well, why the hell are you with him? Because you don't want no head. And see, our oppressor has taught our women that they are the head. Just like our oppressor steps on us, they now have taught our women to step on us. Because putting a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man at the bottom is the whole goal. And that's why you have these women out here saying what? A lot of the women say, oh, yeah, I'm like a man. I do this, I do that, I do that. You know, when I'm in a relationship, I'm like the man. You know, that's why I got multiple men. There's women out here who got multiple rod because they think they are so in control. And you know what? They get emotional about every single one of them because they were not built to be us. That's why wives, you were supposed to be humble. You were supposed to subject yourself to your own husband in everything. Just like we have to subject ourselves to the law, statutes, and commandments in Christ and everything, that's how you're supposed to be. And before I have you read this again, all you women who think Christ is your husband, read that one more time. Go ahead and read that one more time.
Oh, so lucky. I'm my mic muted. Verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
You have to be like that in everything. Let me get Proverbs.
Come on.
Proverbs 12:4. We're gonna get on these sisters a little bit because they love this so much. You see, our sisters don't understand when you put such a high reverence, such high esteem to these days and these customs that have nothing to do with us. It's like you are really putting these things over your man. Like these things are more important than your man. Your man can go out there and be oppressed every day and come home with his back lashed from being out in that world every day. And because on this day he doesn't have your rose, he doesn't have your bear, you will add more onto that. You will oppress him more because it's just about your feelings. Okay? When it should just be about your man. You should love him more than you love your oppressor's holidays. But because your oppressor told you that February 14th is important, if your man doesn't do what your oppressor says, then you are going to love your oppressor's ways more than your man. You know your man don't even have a damn dollar in his pocket. But you just want something. And what they say, it's not about the money, it's the thought. Well, you should have the thought to love your man more than your oppressor's ways. All right, go ahead and read that when you got it, warrior.
Khan. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
What?
Is a crown to her husband.
Continue.
But she that maketh a shame is a rottenness in his bones.
You said a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. You are so proud of her. All right. But she that maketh a shame is rottenness in his bones. You wonder why we check out early. It's because you have this rotten thing. All right. It's like a cancer to your bones. And every day it's just digging and digging and digging at you. That's why if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, all you need to be is a virtuous woman. Just be a crown to your husband. Don't rot out his bones. Don't be so rotten and evil and such a dragon and disgusting that because he couldn't afford the bear and the roses, that you go off with some other man. You'll go off with some other man on the 15th. It ain't even Valentine's Day no more. And you go give yourself to somebody else because the man that you've been with, he didn't live up to your standard. He didn't live up to the standard that America tells you that is replicable for a Valentine's Day. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I definitely want that. Let me see if I can get this up here on the screen first. I want Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Okay. 26, and we'll start at 24. But let me get there with you before before you start going. All right, you to
Khan. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 24. A dishonest woman contemneth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband.
Continue.
Verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
That what?
Shall be counted as a dog.
It says a shameless woman will be counted as a dog. All right, for y'all who don't understand, all right, this is the Bible letting you know that a shameless woman is a bee. Because what is a female dog? It is a bee, right? I shouldn't have to explain to y'all what a bee is. All right. It's not a goddamn bumblebee. A shameless woman will be counted as a dog. All right, continue.
Khan. But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
But her that is shamefaced, she will fear the Lord. All right. She will serve and honor her husband. All right. She will follow the law, statutes, and commandments. She will not hold her oppressors' holidays over the Most High's holidays. Because that's what at the end of the day, that's what all this is about. That's what we are trying to explain here in the Israelite School of UPK. That if it is not of the Lord, then it is going against the Lord. And Christianity has taught us that being with the Lord is a feeling and not an action. So no matter what you do, everybody in the mafia, when they perish, they think they're in heaven, right? Every one of us who gangbangs, every one of us who does anything outside of these laws, statutes, and commandments, all right? They think, what? I know cats that were serial unalivers since we were 14 years old, catching bodies after bodies after bodies. And when they passed, you know what everybody says? They're looking down on us from heaven. That's what they say to. That's what we say. We put you on a t-shirt and we say you looking down on us from heaven no matter what you do. All right? Read that one more time.
Khan. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
You better teach your daughters to be shamefaced, to have shame. All right. That's why if my daughters or something, they try to get undressed in front of me, no, you got to turn away. You got to teach them shame. All right. Because when they don't have shame, everybody can see them. Everybody can have them. Everybody can do what they will with them. You better teach your daughter shame. Because a shameless woman is sexy red. That's a shameless woman. Anybody can have her. Anybody can have access. If you got a couple dollars, if you got an SRT, if you're a hoochie daddy, you can have her. All right? Just like you better teach your daughter some shame. You better teach her what is acceptable and what is not. My daughters know that nobody is supposed to see them undressed. Especially at this age that I don't have to wash you. You can wash yourself. It means the next person who should see you undressed is your husband, is a physician. Okay? Not me. And I'm raising you. I'm your father. You better teach your daughters some shame because you don't want your daughters to be shameless. We all know shameless women out there. You got something you want to say, sir? We all know shameless women out there. And they are treated and counted as a dog. And we all have done that. Okay? Continue reading, verse 26.
Verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Read that one more time.
A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
You see, a woman who honors her husband, she's going to be judged as wise. Like when I say the craziest things at the slavery to those women who go home and be dragons to their husband, and I'm in front of my rib, and they're looking at us like we're so crazy, and then they realize, like, no, my rib is way wiser than them. Like, however you think that the UPK is, you might think our women walk 12 paces behind. You might think our women don't say a damn thing. Okay? Our women are wiser than all of these women in the world. And my rib doesn't have to deal with anything. Yeah, what we saying might sound crazy to the world. But my rib has absolutely no worries and no cares. She just follows her Adawan. I just lead her, and everything is great. Our lives are great. She doesn't have a stress or a care in the damn world. While you worried about where you been, where you going, what you doing, what's your credit, what you want, what you gonna need, our women don't have those problems. Continue reading. Because they are wise of all. Continue reading.
But she that dishonored him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
You see? But you who out there running your mouth, you got people who believe the same thing you believe. I know women who run their mouth who got people who believe the same thing they believe. But you know what's always happening? All those people are agreeing with me and my rib. Because, my rib is being judged wise. That's what you want to be in this world. You want to be wise. Let me get matter of fact, I'm going to get to the end. Let me get we going to the end because we got to close this out. Give me Proverbs 106. Slakia, Psalms. Yeah, because I'm about to close this out. Like any other class, if you want everything that I got, you can hit me up on the sideline because I always got about 15 more scriptures. But we're not getting into all that. We're going to go ahead. We're going to close this out. And we're going to get Psalms 106. Hold on, let me get there. While I'm talking, let me get there. 106. 106 and 36 is where we're going to start. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. 106 and 36.
Come on.
We're going to do 36, 37, and we're going to close out. But Salakia, if there's any questions, online or in the chat, y'all can go ahead and ask them now before we get this, or ask them now. Type it in the chat, and we'll get it when we get it, All right, go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Psalms.
Unless you got a question, but yeah, go ahead and read that.
I'm so off, sir.
All right, Most High in Christ.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
See, and they served them idols, which were a snare unto them. You see, when we serve these things that we serve, these are a snare unto us. And since they're a snare unto us, they are holding us back. You know what I mean? And they are detriment to our learning and our understanding and our growth as a people, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They are a snare, which is a trap. Continue reading.
Con. Verse 37. Yeah, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils.
When you celebrate your oppressors' holidays and you make your children to celebrate them, that's exactly what you are doing. You are sacrificing your sons and your daughters unto devils. And with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. Let's get the security announcements.
Con. It's the Isupk security announcements. We have the Isupk started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They'll be to saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher priest fund. Pharaoh offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
All right. We have Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That's Thursday, the 22nd of February, and Friday, the 23rd of February, 2024. All right. We can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. And we will be holding it here in Austin, Texas, at the new school. Ooh-wee.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf.
All right, with that, we're going to Imagine. We're going to get the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew and the English. All right, we're going to Sar. We're going to face the east. All right, Abanawa. Bashamayim. Wadash. Ayah. Shukah. Yahweh. Malakaka. Nabaya. Ratazayaka. Ayah. Aisha. Barakazah. Kawah. Ayah. Bashamayim. Makam. Yawah. Kabawati Amen. Now in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. All right, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. All right, Yahweh B'tah. We go sorry. We go turn, face the sisters. Sisters rise. Men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh B'tah. Class dismissed.